Welcome everyone to another episode of Readers and Writers. I am Yanna. I'm the daughter. I'm the reader.
You are the reader. We love you for it. And I'm Shawn, and I'm the writer. And I'm the daddy.
And you're the dad.
I'm the dad.
Today I am very excited for this episode because we are covering one of my favorite books that I was able to force my father to read, and that is Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wang.
Yes, loved it.
And I'm so happy about that.
Love it. I didn't think I was going to like fantasy. I liked it.
Exactly. This was his first fantasy novel.
Well, it's the second I've tried. The first one was D&D. I did not DNF.
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 He's learning, guys.
Yeah.
He's learning.
The first one was Do Not Disturb. No, the first one was I didn't finish it. It was just too much. It was a sci-fi opera or something.
Oh.
It was.
Well, I'm going to have to stop you there.
Okay.
Sci-fi and fantasy are different.
Oh.
I'm about to blow your mind.
Oh, he's taking shots.
So sci-fi is going to have to follow, if I'm correct. Hold on. I believe, from my knowledge, sci-fi has to follow the laws of science in a way, or at least be based on the laws of our science that we have.
Interesting.
Fantasy, the author can come up with whatever rules and regulations exist in their imagination. Sometimes they don't even have to follow rules. It's just whatever they imagine.
Okay.
And so this was your first true fantasy novel.
True fantasy.
So I'm glad you are starting off with your errors, because today I prepared for you a masterclass in fantasy. You're going to get a little comprehensive guide.
I'm going to take notes.
Because as a reader, this is important to know, but also as a writer, you need to understand different genres, especially in case you are ever tempted after the current project you're on. Who knows?
Who knows?
You might want to dabble and try writing different things. So
I just might want to try a few things.
That's what I'm going to bring to you today. But before we get into it, the people are wanting to know. We want an update. How's your writing been? Where are you in your novel? What's going on?
So I've gotten, I want to say, halfway through my novel. Again, I've been stuck at 50,000 words for a while. Not that I haven't been writing, but I've been going back and deleting things that I was like, you know what? That made no sense. I know.
You're not supposed to do that.
I know. I've been told. I've read lots of books. I've hit the internet. I've watched YouTube pages after pages, and you people don't understand me. Okay, this is my process. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. No,
people.
Yeah, you people. And so, no, really, I don't want to be this way. I don't. People keep telling me, just get it out. Just get it out. First draft sucks. Yes.
Tortured artist type.
Tortured. And so, yeah. And so right now I'm struggling in the messy middle of the book. It's sagging in the middle, which the Sword of Kaigen did not. I'll bring that up in my notes about that book. And so I can learn a lot from your thing. And yeah, I'm struggling with pacing right now. I'm trying to figure out the pacing of the novel. And that's one of my hot takes later as well. So we'll get into that. But yeah, I'm just kind of slogging through the middle of the book right now and torturing myself.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on a more positive update.
What?
I'm excited.
You're just going to move on just like that? Oh,
my
dad's suffering. He's suffering. But you know what? We need to move on because we don't have a lot of film left on the camera.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a downer. I'm going to bring the vibe back up. I was able to, so far in this month, we still have a little bit of time in May, read 5 books.
5.
I'm so proud of myself.
Make the rest of us feel just terrible.
And hey, I'm not trying to make you feel terrible. A lot of that was me picking shorter books.
That's like a book and a half, a book and a
Oh, I can give you my exact stat because I have it on Fable. Let's see.
Yeesh.
Let's see my stats. I was able to read 1.3 books a week.
That's what I said. I'm booking. Oh.
Let's be exact.
I'm not a mathematician.
I'm measuring my data.
I'm not the mathematician. I know we look just alike, but
yeah, no, I don't get y'all confused. But I'm measuring my data on Fable. So yeah, 3 of these books that I read this month happen to be fantasy.
Okay.
There are different subgenres, which I will mention when we get into these subgenres.
So it's safe to say that we're going to get a masterclass on fantasy today because that's your jam.
Oh, fantasy is my jam.
Okay. All right.
I won't.
You like the way I threw that word in there? Because that's not my word. Jam.
Did very good throwing that word in there.
That's for the youngsters.
Wow. So proud.
Speaking of youngsters, go Spurs, go.
Okay. Anyways, we do not endorse any official basketball team.
Yes, shut your face. We'll shut this podcast down.
Okay, so fantasy.
Yes.
Now, this is not to be confused with romantasy or any of the other.
Whoa, you're taking me too fast. Romantasy?
Yes, Dad, it's a thing. It's when you mix romance and you mix fantasy. But this is purely that we'll be talking about fantasy.
Thank you.
Now, it might have a subgenre of romance.
Okay.
It's not the main focus.
Okay.
Now, there is a spectrum where high or epic fantasy is on one end.
Higher epic. Okay.
Higher epic. And then on the other side, there is low fantasy. And I'll get into that.
Low fantasy is like slumming it?
No, it's more like your Percy Jackson or Harry Potter. Like they're normal kids.
I've bought the books for you, but I don't know. I have no context.
Okay, so it's like where a normal kind of kid or meanders into a magical world, but it's a lot of similarities between this world and our world.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard to grasp.
You know what? I can already hear the comments. They're going to be saying, just let her finish.
Well, maybe that's your internal voice telling you something that you should listen to. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and finish.
Okay.
So there's that. It's where magic or creatures intrude upon our real normal world. So there's not that much, there's no map or glossary in those books. Like there's not a lot. You can kind of just take what you know about our world and infer it.
Yeah, I hated geography in school anyway, so.
Okay, so
there's only one place on the map.
Well, your high or your epic fantasy is going to be set in an entirely fictional world. So you're coming in like a newborn baby. You're learning. Okay?
Yeah.
With its own laws of physics, geography, and history.
Gotcha.
Where do you think Sword of Kaigen fell on that spectrum?
You know, I want to say I don't know because the stuff that when they start talking about these other nations and whatever, I blanked out.
Okay.
I read it. I read the words, but it was like, yeah, no, not for me. Go keep talking.
There is a bit of a learning curve when you begin one.
Sort of like the gun.
Yeah. So I'll say it definitely fell much closer to the high epic fantasy on the spectrum.
High epic fantasy. And so you keep moving on, but here's the thing. People are going to want to know about the gun.
Okay. Go ahead.
I let you read a book of mine, and there was a very pertinent part of the book because my genre.
Yes.
You said he just went on and on about the gun. That's the way I feel about the maps.
Yes. So we'll give you a little preview to our next episode. We're going to be talking about me reading one of my dad's favorite books that he forced me to read. And it was just interesting for me because I don't read as many male authors, which is something I'm trying to work on.
Yeah.
But I read a lot of books written by girls and women. And it was hard for me because it was just stylistically a little different reading from a man perspective.
Hey, don't be chauvinistic.
Took a lot of time describing a gun. I was like, I don't care.
There are girls.
A gun, it shoots. I get it. Let's go.
There are girls who like guns.
There are girls who like guns.
You can search YouTube and find girls who like guns.
That's very true.
Okay.
I guess I was surprised by the emphasis on a lot of the details of the gun. But again, if you are a person who likes those kind of details, you will like the book. We'll save that for next week, though.
As you can see, I drive Yanna crazy.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to stay on topic, and I'm not letting her do it.
Yeah. Thanks. When I lead the episode, you're all over these rabbit holes, but whatever.
Rabbit trails.
Anyways, that's next week. We'll talk about your book. This week, we're talking about my book, and Kaigen is definitely a high fantasy book. So
High
I am
fantasy.
proud of you for that. There was a lot of vocabulary you had to learn.
Yes.
You had to learn about all the different characters and their powers. You had to learn where these new nations were. There was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But the payoff is very high.
You know what? It was.
Okay.
It was worth the sludging through those elements.
So J.R.R. Tolkien,
Mm-hmm.
who Brandon Sanderson has referred to as the grandfather of fantasy.
Okay.
He said, an author's job is to command the reader's secondary belief in these type of high books. For the spell to work, the secondary world must have its own absolute laws. If a writer breaks those internal rules to fix a pothole, the entire illusion collapses.
That was deep. Brandon Sanderson, he's the hot stuff.
He's hot stuff.
Okay, got it.
He also writes like book after book after book after book.
Yeah.
So he's very...
I've listened to a couple of his writing lectures and...
Yeah, I think it's safe to say he knows what he's talking about when it comes to fantasy.
Yeah.
I've read 3 books by him now.
Okay.
So...
Be sand in the building.
And your daughter-in-law, Holly, my sister-in-law, has read quite a few of his works. She's like the Brandon Sanderson expert in our family. So,
okay,
just putting that out there. Now, there is a structural concept called the Iceberg Theory, and this is where the author must map out for themselves 90% of the world's infrastructure. So this is going to be like the monetary systems, the trade routes, the historical biases.
Okay.
Even like the sewage systems, the languages, all these things.
Wow.
But only 10% is going to be directly seen on, it's like an iceberg, you only see the 10% on the surface.
Gotcha.
So the reader is only really going to be impacted by 10%.
So it's safe to say that they're really into building this world, but you only see a fraction of it.
You only see a fraction of it as, is directly related to the story.
Got it. Makes sense.
So this is what makes it difficult if you're tackling a fantasy novel, because you need a very full and elaborate and immersive world. But a lot of times authors can fall into info dumping.
Yes. Never like an info dump, no matter what genre.
Exactly. So how do you feel this juxtaposition would be as a writer, where you want your world to feel very lived in, very real, but also you are making up words.
Yes.
You are making up these places and things, and you don't want to just throw it all on the reader.
Yeah. I can see how that would be a challenge because you're immersed in the building of the world, and you, as you're building, and depending on how you learn and how you write, I would assume that you would want people to be just as excited about your world as you are. And if a person's not a world builder person, whatever the word is for that person, they are there for something different. I think that would be a challenge. Because you want the people to continue to read and not care about the sewer system and those things, especially if those things are not pertinent to the story.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think a lot of people can see like maps, glossaries, and things like that and get very intimidated and not even want to start, because it is a little bit of like a learning curve. Yeah,
and I would say also that if I'm reading that type of novel, I would be intimidated by, I don't want to get into that world totally. I just want to read a book right now. I don't know if I want to commit to a world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's what keeps a lot of people away from like high fantasy. They might prefer like low fantasy, which is kind of easier to.
But I will say in your favorite book, The Sword of Kaigen, I did not feel like the world building was too much.
Okay. I actually worried for you at the beginning there, because you did make a few comments like, saying too many words. I can't keep them straight.
Well, I'm going to be honest, and I'm old school. I was born in 1975.
Woo!
I say that
Insert
because
the dinosaur image right
I
now.
say that because I am on borderline getting canceled all the time. I've become that old person that when they say something to young people, like, you can't say that. And I don't mean nothing by it.
Most of the time it's me
Yes.
saying, Dad, you cannot say that.
Okay. And so it was all the Japanese names that it was hard for me to keep them sorted.
Okay. And I'll say that's fair. That's not your native language.
No, but and here's the thing. If it was,
I don't even know if it was actual Japanese, if it was like inspired by Japanese.
Okay. In Japanese inspired names.
Yeah.
Well, I have my aunt. I remember as a child, my aunt had a best friend named Sachiko, which was very close to the name in the book. And so that name I resonated with, right? But it was tough for me because at the beginning they were throwing so many characters at once, and they all had the same type of dialectical names. And so I was getting people confused at the beginning. I was like, oh, I thought Hiroshi was Momoro or whatever, you know. Yeah. And so I was getting confused with the names.
Oh, okay. But so it wasn't as much the world building.
No.
It was just the names were hard.
It was the names. It was hard for me to track characters because at the very beginning there was like 3 kids going up the mountain. Then a new kid came, and then there was this. Then, I'm supposed to be waking up, y'all. And then there was this new kid who came to school, and then there was a schoolmaster, and then there was his dad. It was a lot of.
And that can happen in any book when there's a lot of characters.
Yeah.
You're just diving in. It is a whole family. You start off with this whole family.
Typically, though, when they're more westernized names, I can relate people to people that I know with that similar name, or so that was a challenge for me at the beginning. But I got it after a while.
I should have made you watch a Korean drama with me.
I'm sure you have.
Or a Japanese drama.
I'm sure you have made me watch a lot of stuff that was Korean.
It's a little inspired. I'm a K drama girl.
Yes, you are.
So it was a little easier for me in that sense because, I mean, I know it is Japanese inspired, but it's still.
Yes. And so.
Not as Western.
I'm going to put this out there. Don't cancel me. I'm not saying that these names are bad or anything like that.
They were beautiful names.
Great names. It was just hard for me to keep up with it initially because I'm not used to hearing those type of spellings of names.
You were getting out your comfort zone.
I was.
It's perfect.
And I was into it after a while. I'm like, oh.
Mamoru.
I forget some of the names, but the dad's
Masaki.
The dad's brother. I was like, oh yeah, he tripping. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't read it in a very long time. So
I
probably forgot some of the names too.
I don't want to produce any spoilers either, so go ahead.
So anyways, on this same kind of topic, there's also what Brandon Sanderson defines as hard magic and soft magic, or powers, or whatever you want to call it.
They're like hard liquor and soft liquor?
Not at all.
Okay.
So hard magic is going to have strict rules and costs and limitations.
Okay.
The reader understands exactly what the magic can and cannot do. So just like the Jing in Sword of Kaigen, there was limitations to it. You know what they can do, you know what they can't do, and you know they have to train to be able to get to a certain level, things like that.
It was more like the Force to me.
Yeah, like the Force. Yeah. This one's kind of like elemental powers.
Yeah.
In Sword of Kaigen. But soft magic would be mysterious and unexplained, and it's used to create a sense of wonder rather than to like solve plot problems. And you can think of like Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, how he's just kind of like a magical being, but we don't really know much about him or like what all goes on with
I've seen
his
the
abilities.
movie. I don't remember much of it. Not my jam.
Okay. And that's fair. You don't have to have seen that movie for my question. Answer this question.
Okay.
As a writer, do you think it's cheating if magic or powers or abilities does not have like a clear cost in these fantasy worlds?
Yeah. So like, if I understand the question correctly, you're saying that there are no, if you're all powerful and there's no limitations, I think that I won't say it's cheating. I mean, if you want to create an all powerful being that can't nobody mess with, that's one thing. But I think it robs us of the development of the character, or if that person's the hero in the story.
Mm-hmm.
If that person's hero, now if it's an opponent, I don't know, because
Well, sometimes we don't have all the information on an opponent
yeah,
because we only have our main character's POV.
yeah,
But I guess when there's like rules to the world in general,
mm-hmm.
sometimes we can just assume like the opponent's not going to be able to blink and you be obliterated. Obliterate.
Because I'm thinking
Obliterated?
obliterated. I'm thinking of the protagonist is, I'm thinking of like some of the Marvel movies when there's like that, when the big guy that can't nobody, like Silver Surfer. I don't really watch them. I mean, I'm
Thanos, he has all the rings.
all the Infinity Rings, right? I just know these stories through what you guys watch around the house and stuff like that. So I don't know it, but yeah, it seems a little bit like, yeah.
I think it can be done well because, like, anything can be done well. We'll talk about this also next week. The author you made me read breaks a lot of rules, but he does it well.
I do it well too.
So no one calls him on it. But me personally, I do enjoy to see when there's like a clear cost and limitations because it makes it feel more real and realistic.
Yes.
Which I just read Red City. I finished it like last week and it was very good. And their abilities, it's like very like Sword of Kaigen, like they do elements, like you have like elements you can bend and change. But they take like this enhancing drug to make them be able to do it. It's called sand. As well as it enhances your ability to do these things, it also enhances the worst thing about you. And the more you take it over time, it like breaks down your soul, kind of.
So it's like Peter Parker's uncle.
Great power and great responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were kind of like underground syndicates, so they were like.
But I'm saying like
gangsters.
You have to learn to steward what you have. If not, if you abuse what you have, then it hurts you.
But the characters in this book were kind of living hard and fast with it.
Oh, okay.
They weren't being as responsible. But I will say it was very interesting and I really enjoyed that.
Wait a minute. Was Scythe fantasy?
Scythe was sci-fi. Because, the Thunderhead and all that, that's kind of like modern technology. It's okay. It's a lot. It's a lot. That's why I have this master class for you.
Thank you.
Now.
I feel like I'm failing in this class.
No, you're doing really well. Look, you're here. That's half the battle. So I'm very proud. So you probably noticed this. A lot of fantasy will follow the hero's journey.
Yes.
Where an orphan finds a sword and saves the world. That kind of structure. There's a call to adventure. There's usually a mentor, and there's usually some kind of final battle.
Okay.
Now, I personally, and I think a lot of readers love Sword of Kaigen because it totally subverts this.
Yes, it subverts.
It just flips it on its head.
That's what I loved about it.
It's really, you think you're following a young boy's adventure at the beginning, but then it just shifts and you see that the story is actually about his mother, who's like a middle-aged, kind of average person dealing with the aftermath of war. She's dealing with a lot of domestic things in their home. And I mean, she did have a past. I'll say that. I won't spoil anything, but she's living as a very average person.
Yeah.
And
that's what I like. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like that turns on its head. Ursula K. Guin. I'm gonna send you this spelling so you can put it on the screen.
Guin.
Guin. I don't know. Has a carrier bag theory of fiction, where she argues that Western literature is obsessed with the hero's spear.
Okay.
The linear, violent story of a hunter conquering a monster. However, she championed the carrier bag, which features stories about gathering community, endurance, and keeping people alive.
Okay.
So I think Sword of Kaigen kind of falls more under, her theories. So my questioning you, how did you feel about Sword of Kaigen completely breaking a traditional 3-act hero structure?
I loved it.
Really?
I loved it. As a
Okay.
matter of fact, as a writer, see, some of y'all might be thinking, "Oh, he ain't finished the book yet," but I'm a writer. Okay.
Oh, I think we all know, right? And I watch a lot of WriterTube. I'm not a writer, but I watch writers on the internet, especially my girlies on WriterTube. Is that what they call it? WriterTube? There's
idea.
BookTube and there's WriterTube in my mind. And I don't consider them non-writers just because they haven't finished their novel.
Okay, let me finish what I'm talking about though. Rights.
I just had to put that out there.
I'm like one of those athletes. I write.
You right.
And so I saw the breadcrumbs that ML Wang, is it Wang or Wang?
I say Wang,
So it is, I'm gonna call her Miss ML.
Miss ML.
I saw the breadcrumbs that she was leaving all along the way because I feel like writers, we tell what's happening before you see it, if you're paying close attention. And something inside of me just told me, I don't know if it was an intuition or whatever, that this wasn't going to be the typical hero's journey.
And I think what ML Wang does is she also puts a lot of social commentary into her books.
Yes.
She has another book out, Blood Over Bright Haven. Also has a lot of social commentary. So a lot of times people can think that fantasy is just about readers wanting to escape. But some people will argue that good fantasy makes you think more about the world you're living in.
I think every good book should, no matter the genre. I mean, it is part of our human existence to tell stories and grow through stories. More so than lecture type learning and those type of things. You can really learn through stories. And so I think every writer should have a certain element of that in their writing. That you're telling a story and there's a greater meaning to it.
Bigger picture.
From the writer's perspective. Yeah.
That's how Jesus told stories.
Tell me about it.
All right. So you kind of summed up that last point.
Yes, I did.
Now I'll just rapid fire teach you about these subgenres.
Okay.
So we already discussed high epic.
Yes.
There's also urban fantasy.
Ooh.
That's that red city I was just talking about.
So urban, is that like urban like in the city? Or is it urban in the terms of like the 1980s? It was like urban.
No, not that urban.
Okay.
I mean, it can be, but it's kind of just talking about like it's set in a big city that we all like. It could be set in New York.
Okay.
Red City, that last one I just read was set in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And they were like two gangs battling each other.
Okay.
Very much normal. Like you don't need the glossary and all those things. It's just kind of like they take this drug that gives them these, well, it didn't give them the abilities. It enhances their abilities and then
Got it.
that's all you really need to know. There's also cozy fantasy.
Oh.
I love a good cozy fantasy. And this is very low stakes and it focuses on a community and comfort.
Okay.
A very famous one is Legends and Lattes, where
I like the way that
it's really
sounds.
based on a little magical coffee shop. And the stakes are very low.
You don't
They're not
say.
saving the world. Another one's Emily Wiles' Encyclopedia of Fairies, and she's just a scientist. And
I've heard of that book.
I own it.
That's why I heard of it.
I haven't read it yet, but she's just supposed to go around and she catalogs different things because she's like a professor at Cambridge and she catalogs different little
It's like
magical
that
creatures.
movie, National Treasure.
Haven't seen the movie, but sounds right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just
okay.
agree with you on that. I haven't seen the movie though.
Okay.
And then there's also historical fantasy, which is real history with a magical twist. So there's a very famous one by Kwong called Babel. And it's like set in Cambridge. I won't get too much into it because I could go down a whole rabbit hole on that. But she just kind of gives a magical twist to like some colonialism stuff.
Got it. Like the Magic School Bus.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. But if it was like historical. So the magical schoolhouse before they had buses. When the kids just walked. Like how you did.
Butterfly
before
in
buses.
the sky.
Okay. I'm losing my student. I'm losing my student. Okay.
Sorry.
So, yes. So, how did you feel about your master class? What did you think?
I
you feel
enjoyed
more
it.
informed?
I do feel more informed. I feel like today, through my public shaming, I do now know the difference between fantasy and sci-fi, which is awesome.
That was one of our goals. So good. We hit one goal.
Yes. Given that, I don't know that any fantasy will measure up to the Sword of Kaigen in my mind.
Wow.
And so I kind of want to, it's almost like I want to finish while I'm on top. Like if this is the top of the mountain, what else?
It's just because that's not what I expected to come out of your mouth. I thought you were going to say, I kind of want to try some more.
No.
So I can see.
I will try some more, but this is what I'm thinking to myself. I want to go back and read it again because I think it's a master class in writing, not just a genre. She did a beautiful job. I took notes if you want to hear my notes, but it was a beautiful job of writing and immersing you into the world of her characters. That's why I enjoyed it. You could have took the battles out. You could have took the magic out. You could have took all the other elements out, and it still was a good story.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was actually about to ask for your notes, but before you talk about your impressions and what I want to know, what did you initially think going in saying, Yanna, give me your favorite book? And I said, oh, here's a 600 plus page fantasy book. What were your initial thoughts, especially as someone who has not read fantasy? Now, hopefully you didn't think it was the same as sci-fi, but what were you thinking when I said it's a fantasy?
When you said it was your favorite book, I was like, we ain't got nothing in common.
Okay.
Yeah, really. I was like, because you didn't give me much background to why you liked it. You didn't tell me a lot about the book.
Yeah, I like people going in blind because I like to go in blind.
I went in blind. And then when I got in, at first I was like, oh, this is old, like
samurai.
Yeah, this is like 1500s, 1400s. Like I thought it was an ancient story. And then I was like, wait a minute. Like that was another thing I liked about the book, how you start out thinking one thing and she has a way of twisting and turning things. It's like, oh, wow, that got my attention. I need to read more.
Mm-hmm.
Why does she? And so I'm reading from a student's perspective. And so I do want to read it again because I want to know more. I want to try to dig deeper into like some of the choices she made and say, how can I use that in the world that I'm creating? Yeah.
Love that. So go ahead. You have the floor. Go and get into your notes. I want to hear everything you thought.
So these are the things I liked about the Sword of Kaigen. One, I like the deviation from the chosen one trope, which you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that she
let me stop you. We're going to do a spoiler-free.
Okay.
And then I'll let you get into some spoilers that people can skip. We'll put like a timestamp or something so people can skip.
Okay. So I like the way that she deviated from the chosen one trope. It felt like a bait and switch. But as a writer, I saw the way that she was masterfully leading up to it. So the bait and switch didn't feel cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I don't want to put no spoilers out there yet. But I thought it was masterfully done. And how it seemed like it was going to be a coming of age story, but it was like a redeeming the age story.
Exactly. That's what I was like. It's like accepting how things are, but also you don't have to live like it's kind of like your life's what you make it in a
You know
way.
what? In my world, because I do have grandchildren, and one of my grandchildren loves Disney cars.
Mm-hmm.
It felt a little bit like, without making spoilers, it felt like Cars 3.
Yes.
Felt like Cars 3 a little bit.
Also, y'all's opportunity to go watch Cars 3 if you haven't,
Yes,
because we've seen it at least
700,000 times.
1,000,000. Yeah.
And it's the whole life is a highway. I want to drive it all night long. No,
Mm-hmm.
but because of okay, if you read anything about the book, you know that it is there's a war happening, and so the training montage, which you talked about in the first episode,
Mm-hmm.
it was really meaningful because of what was happening, and so I like that. I like the training montages because they were coming. They had these powers, but they were coming into the knowledge of how to use them. I like that.
Unrelated, but also the way she writes battle scenes.
Yes.
I usually am not really into intense battles. Like I kind of just start skimming through it. It was so vivid and clear in my head. I felt like I was watching like
Yeah.
an intense action movie. I was
Yeah.
seeing the scenes in my head.
You know, another thing I liked about it was how they handled the aftermath of a war. A lot of
Mhm.
times you build up to the war scene. Oh, we conquered our foes. We live happily ever after. They dealt with the aftermath of battle, what death and all that kind of looks like. And so there was
It just
that.
pulls at your heart.
It pulls at your heart.
Mhm.
She did a really good job of character development. There was she remained within the culture because the culture that she built, the characters weren't just like Disney defiant. You know, like Moana, I'm gonna get off the island. How
Mhm.
how the antagonist stayed within the culture and kind of submitted, but you could see the internality, how she dealt with situations and circumstances, and she didn't just like, I'm bucking the system. I'm gonna go with the flow. Like I just like from the beginning, she didn't want to get off the island. From
Mhm.
the beginning, she didn't want to get out of the castle. From the beginning, she didn't want to kind of do these things. She was living like we live in real world, and there might be dreams and ambitions and things. And so she really dealt with what was on the inside of her and how she still kind of lived her life.
It's not always, small town person trying
Yeah,
to get to the like sometimes you're just in your small town
yeah, yeah,
and you just got that's how do you live life? How do you struggle against things?
yeah. And you felt like, I'm not a woman.
Really?
No, I'm not. But I felt Masaki's pain.
Mhm.
I felt what she was like. She did a really good job in the way that she writes, that you felt it. And she shifts prose. You were talking about the war scenes. Like it was like a different writer was writing in the war scenes. It was fast paced. It was very all encompassing. When they were doing the jing, it was a jing,
Jing.
the jing, like you felt it, like you can see it, like the word she chose to use, like you felt the coldness, you felt the warmth and other scenes. I want to talk about those, but you felt the elements, you felt it was really good. And to think that she wrote this at a young age was crazy
In
work.
her teenage
Yeah,
years.
it's crazy work.
I was just like, some people are just prodigies
Yeah.
and they get it out young.
So yeah, I say in summary, it was a bold choice to do what she did in the middle of the book,
Mhm.
in the middle of the book.
Mhm.
And then I love the fact that it was a mother as the heroine, right? I mean, you don't see much of that. The closest thing I can think of off the top of my head is, and here's my world, Disney Pixar's The Incredibles, the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so I love the fact that it was a mother as a heroine in the book.
You don't even find many older characters
Yeah, yeah,
in books sometimes. Like it's a lot of times like a coming of age, like you said, or like a young protagonist and they're 20-something.
Yeah. And the fact that the Whispering Blade itself was a character in my mind. And so I want to go back and reread it to see if I can find some more depth into the Whispering Blade. I love the way that she didn't info dump, but you learn things through flashbacks. She masterfully, because flashbacks are hard in my opinion. She masterfully did flashbacks, and through dialogue, you learn more about the characters. And then some characters just really were complex, like Toroku. Like, he's just a quiet guy. At the end of the game, at the end of the book, he's not changed to like he's talkative and extrovert, right?
Yeah.
He's still that same person, but she just peeled one layer off of him, right? And you know there's still more to the man, right? Kind of thing. So I just love the way that man, it was a good book.
I will say, I did, because I also made our sister, my sister-in-law, your daughter-in-law, Holly. I made her read it as well for a video me and her were doing. And when I set it up to her, I was like, because she is a lover of like fantasy, sci-fi, epic stories.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, it is still like kind of an epic story, but it's also very, very, very character based. I was like, it's not going to be a big journey around the world. It's going to be like kind of just inside the characters.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, it kind of gives us literary fiction just a little bit, and just like how in depth you get to know these characters and you feel like you're there with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely felt that. I felt like early on, she took a chance because the way that.
Well, I think we should get into spoilers. You should skip.
Okay.
And we'll put a timestamp to spoiler free again. But now we're going to get into spoilers. So skip ahead if you don't want to hear anything.
Yeah.
But if you've already read the book, stay right here.
Yeah. And so I loved that she took a chance early in the book to build the world. Because there was a little bit, I was like, okay, this is like a lot of just like boring. Like, when is the action going to happen? And then when the action hit, you didn't expect it. It was like, boom, here's the action. And then you're
Which I'm sure is cognizant of if you were actually on a small, quiet island and then war just hits you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And life would actually probably feel a little boring. And then all of a sudden, there's nowhere to go.
And my immediate reaction is, oh, this book ended too fast. But then I look, I'm like, there's a lot of book left. And so then I'm like, oh, this boy's finna die. Yeah. Because it was too early in the book, right? And then, the fact that she hid the sword I'm like, okay, why is she giving us that information right now? Kind of thing. And so like all that stuff was like in my head. And I'm like, you know what? There's so much more. And I'm saying, then I'm start thinking of like the trope of you lose the first battle and then you come back with a vengeance. And that wasn't even it, kind of thing, right? And so, yeah, it was like there was twists and turns and there was payoffs. But I got to be honest, early on, you're going to have to want to stick with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's most fantasy books that you get in. Like big fantasy books like that where you have glossaries and things like that. I even like sometimes have to immersive read for the first 5 to 10 chapters.
Yeah.
Just because, like I said, you're a baby. You don't know nothing. Like, you're having to be spoon-fed information.
Yeah.
It's usually hard. But I will say, when I first read it, the middle part, I'm thinking like, okay, so hold on. Him and his mom are going to have to save the brothers and get off the island. There's some kind of way that's going to have to happen. And then as I kept reading, I was like, wait, okay, maybe Masaki's going to die and Mamoru's going to take his brothers and get out of here. And he's going to go find his mom's friend. I was like, because there's no Mamoru dying.
It's crazy work.
I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I would have said probably Masaki's going to die before that.
But the moment that I thought, like I had an inkling in the back of my head that Mamoru was going to die was when they started highlighting the younger brother.
Oh, Hiroshi?
They were like, Mamoru's good, but Hiroshi, that's the one. He's the one. And then to see how cold he was, I was like, wow, like I thought, you told me this is one book, but I thought, I was like, okay, that's the arc right there, the younger child. That's very biblical too, right? Like, the second born, yeah. And so it was dope. And then to see that, we talked about this in the first episode of tropes we liked that didn't like, is the miscommunication. That whole thing was eye-opening. Like at the end of the book, you're looking at the husband's perspective and you're like, wow.
You just don't know how to communicate.
Yeah, you don't. And then hearing the story about how her brother was around when the father chose him for her because she was like, she was a problem growing up. Like not a problem like a problem, but they knew that there was something in her. And it took a certain type of person for the father to see ahead what she couldn't see, that he put them together because he knew that that's exactly what she needed. It was like, man.
But it took them so much time to figure that out because, gosh, I just love that book.
That book is crazy work.
I love that book.
Yeah.
And as someone who really likes, like, I can read a big, giant, epic adventure, but if I don't feel like I really know those characters, it doesn't hit me the same.
Yeah. And with that being said, I don't know if I can read another fantasy book. I will be comparing everything to the Sword of Kaigen.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I started you off
at the top.
I mean, because I don't think one person has read Sword of Kaigen that I've seen on my feeds or, my algorithms that said, no, that book wasn't for me.
That wasn't for me. Yeah.
Now I could see someone like starting it and not being able to get through much because, like you said, it does take time.
If you DND'd or your words, DNF'd.
DNF'd. You'll get there. Don't worry.
Okay.
Then yeah, you'd probably say, yeah, it was just a lot.
Yeah.
And I will even say, I love the book. I could have done without some of the Misaki flashbacks.
Yeah, they didn't pay off the way that I thought they were going to pay off.
They didn't pay off all the way. Now, I know that she did originally, I believe, intend to write more books. But then she didn't end up doing it. But yeah, spoiler-free people, you can join us again.
Thank you, spoiler-free people, for letting us rant on how much we love the book.
You can come back in the room. I think we're done with those who have already read it.
Yeah.
We'll let you guys back in. All right. So anyway, your rating, and I think you kind of already got into that. You loved it. You don't want to read another fantasy again.
Yeah, that's 5 stars, my boy.
Wow. And did you end up doing any takeaways as a writer? I know you said you want to read it again to deep dive. You think there's so much you can pull, but off the top of your head.
So much. Like all the stuff that I said in the spoiler stuff, and I'm going to reiterate it as spoiler-free. But the fact that she dealt with internality of the character so well, she did a great job of how the characters interacted with one another. And it's like, a lot of books I've read, it's like the narrator is omniscient. And so the narrator knows everything. And so then it goes into this world of you're sharing things that this person is feeling and this person is feeling. And so we as a reader knows that this person's feeling this and this person's feeling that. But in her book, there were things about this person that you didn't know, but it made sense and it paid off at the end, right? Kind of thing. Like, oh, that's why you're acting that way. Oh, that's why you do that. And it's not kind of like, oh, this person's a jerk and that person's just a jerk. Her characters were so complicated, right? And there was even moments in the dialogue where they're talking and the characters aren't like sometimes in books and movies, every character just shares their feelings, right? But there was the unsaid things, right? Then you're like, okay.
A lot of family dynamics as well.
Yes, it was just so real life.
It's kind of the opposite of found family.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is our family and we don't get along very well ever. Yeah.
Yeah, she did a good job of weaving just her world view into a little bit of the book. Yeah, I mean, the characters just weren't just cardboard cutout characters. Everybody that was brought into the fold even as a uh, a role character
Mm-hmm.
had diversity and depth to them. Like the sister-in-law, I loved her character, Sachiko.
Yeah.
The brother-in-law, I loved his character. Even though I didn't like him as a person, I loved his character.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like
You needed him.
you needed him.
Which is kind of like Walking Dead. Sometimes you don't like the character,
Yeah.
but you need them.
You need Negan.
You need a Negan.
You need a Negan.
Not that brother-in-law is Negan. That's not a spoiler. So yeah, I think when you finished the book, you said, "I see why that's your favorite book."
Yeah.
You probably think you're Masaki, and I was like, "Yes, yes, I do." Now you get me.
I see a lot of Masaki in you, especially when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
And now that you're a mom,
You see the evolution.
I see the evolution,
She's
and
a
you still
mamacita now.
and you still think that you have a heroine arc, like when you were on the horse that one time and the horse was rearing up. You're like, "Argh!" I'm like, Brownie, you have children now. If you get bucked off that horse and kicked in your head, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt a lot of lives.
Yeah.
You got to remember.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you had a hot take.
I did have a hot take.
Switching gears, that's Sword of Kaigen. You should definitely read it if you have not.
Yes.
If it's your first fantasy, it will be a little bit difficult. But at the same time, you saw he did it. It was his first and he still loved it. I don't think you need to ease into it. I think you just gotta, I think I gave it 6 stars. Broke my scale. This man don't even want to read another fantasy because it was so good. So that's our going review.
Yeah. So my hot take is, as a writer, trying to come into the industry at this present time where TikTok and Reels and all the YouTube shorts, our attention span is dwindling.
Mm-hmm.
There's this challenge for me to understand pacing, because the immersive character building that you want to do in your story through the efforts of a slow burn, I think that the slow burn is dying off. I mean, I know there's OG readers out there, but like the new people who are coming into reading right now, I think that maybe the publishers are going to want to go where the money is. And so my hot take is there a time that we're in right now where the pendulum has swung and the slow burn has died?
I definitely think it has. I think a lot of times as a reader, it can be easy to want a return on investment. Like, I'm putting my time into this book. I want it to be fast paced. I want it to be entertained. Especially the price of books these days. We can use that as another hot take another day. But
Yeah.
if I pay for this book, I want it to be, even if it's 500, 600 pages, 700, I want it to be a lot going on. I want to get my money's worth. But at the same time, some of the best stories build.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a really good TV show series, and you're like, get through season 1.
Yeah.
Because season 4 is going to be worth it.
Yeah.
I definitely think today our attention span and, the way the world's set up, we want a lot and we want it fast and we don't want to have to wait or work for it.
Yeah.
But there's also a balance to that, just to play devil's advocate. Because a lot of people will DNF. I'm also kind of a DNFer.
Yes.
And then there are people who are like, no, I'm finishing the book.
Yeah.
I can go back and forth. I do think, like, if reading's a fun hobby, why force yourself to read something if you just know, like, this is not for me?
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes you have to get to the end to really say one way or another, like, if it was worth it.
That's what I was going to
sometimes
ask. So, does it feel like the payoff is not earned if you didn't have to suffer a little bit through the setup?
I won't say that it feels like it wasn't earned, But I will say sometimes and this could just be me, sometimes the payoff's a little better if you suffer a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Does it feel? Do you feel cheated if you like?
But I don't feel cheated if I don't have to suffer. I don't.
So you're saying that the slow burn, because you said last week. I remember. Let me throw the clip right here.
You're not actually gonna right. When it's done right, if they're true enemies, and it's a slow burn, I fear you're gonna have to sign me up.
But if it's a slow burn,
that's in romance, Dad. You're just talking about in general, correct?
Yeah, in general.
Okay.
So let me say this, because you read widely.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something that if it's fantasy, like which is your, I'm not gonna use the word jam no more because I'm 51 years old. So
I don't even think we were saying jam. But continue.
You said that's my jam.
Yeah, it was that.
That was just one. That was a one-off.
Like one-off, but continue. It's okay. You thought it was cool and hip. You thought you was getting put on game. It's fine. Continue.
So, if it's fantasy, if it's Sword of Kaigen, let's just say if it's Sword of Kaigen, and you did not go into, you didn't go through with Masaki and all the things that she went through as a mother before she did what she did.
Okay.
Would you feel cheated? Like you just popped up one day and she is at the middle of the book.
I'll say this. I think
because the middle of the book is where books start nowadays. They're saying you need to start hot. The middle of the Sword of Kaigen is page 2 of books that are coming out now.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
They're saying thrust your hero into the fire as soon as possible.
Yeah, because it's gonna grab the reader.
Yeah.
This is a very hard question. I think different readers are gonna be willing to suffer for different amount of time.
Yeah.
We talked about Brandon Sanderson. It's hard for me to do Brandon Sanderson not because his books aren't great, because it feels like you go through 80% of world building for me to get to 20% of payoff. Like everything happens in the last 20% of the book. Gotcha. That's what me and my sister-in-law Holly, who's read a lot, we've discussed this before. We're like, you just get through so much, and he's very imaginative. His worlds are very creative. Like I just read Warbreaker at the beginning of the month, and like their hair changes color, and like there's a lot of intricacies. You get through all that. He gives you so much about the world, every little detail. And then in the last 20% of the book, things happen. For that, it doesn't work for me. But Sword of Kaigen, I feel like the character work keeps you engaged at the beginning while you're building.
I would say that what you just described about the Brandon Sanderson book is not normative, and it's not what I would consider slow burn. I would call that coma.
Okay.
They put you in a coma at the beginning of the book.
Okay. Well, if did you think Sword of Kaigen was a slow burn?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Remember
I think people need to bring back slow burn.
Listen, because if it wasn't if that was a book that you said, you need to read my favorite book, I would not have got to the good stuff.
Yeah. So I think I get what you're saying. Like, let's say characters hanging off a cliff, page 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very exciting. But let's say he falls. I'm not that connected to that character. I don't even know what's going on yet.
Exactly.
If Mamoru's hanging off the side of the cliff, I'm going to be like, someone save him now.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. Yeah. I think we should bring back the slow burn. I do.
Yeah.
It's hard because people define slow burn different. They're willing to suffer through different amounts of time.
It depends on the amount of heat you're putting on what's burning.
Exactly. I do think publishers need to just let authors cook.
Well, here's the thing.
They do want a certain no, I want to know this is going to sell. They need to take a little more chances.
Take a beat.
And that's why self-publishing is great.
Yes.
M.L. Wang self-published.
That's a good.
Sword of Kaigen.
That's good because she probably wouldn't have. Yeah.
She might not have.
And I had to take a step back because a lot of the things that I'm reading now about writing bestsellers, I had to take a step back because I thrust. I let you read some of the advanced beta reading stuff. I thrust into the fire, and but it also is genre specific because of what happens. The character development is because of the fire, not the character that was developing before the fire.
I'm so glad you said genre specific because a thriller on the same, I need that character hanging off a cliff page 3.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting to know these characters that well.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to be thrilled. It's expectations going in.
Yep.
A 600-page book, I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
I want to know these characters. Like, I want to feel like I'm in this world. But it's going to be very genre specific. And I think that's why romance, people specifically talk about wanting a slow burn. Because once the characters start dating and they're in a relationship, it's like, okay, where do we go from here? So a lot of time readers want a slow burn. Like, we want the guy to want that girl and just be like head over heels for her. We want to see the build and to see them get into the relationship. Well, some people want, no.
So you mentioned something about the publisher. But ultimately, who's the people at fault for the slow burn diminishing? The publisher or the reader demand?
I'm gonna have to say it's probably the chicken and the egg conundrum.
Oh.
Because
you should have been a politician. That is a very political answer.
It is. I don't want to just say us readers have doomed the world. But I will say it's just our generation. We want more. We want it faster. But also, the publishers kind of overcorrected on that one to where they're like, well, I mean, I know they need to make money and it's a business. But they're like, this isn't enough. No. Like, they're going to not take as many chances.
Yeah.
If it's not action-packed.
Yeah. And so in the world of the book talks, the book tubes, all this stuff, we talk about this often. Is it the responsibility of the creator to try and pull audiences back to the slow burn, or is it just artistic snobbery? Is this the world we live in now? Do we just need to learn to assimilate to this is the world now? Okay, things have changed.
I definitely think we need to get back to a slow burn because, well,
state your
although
case.
this is the world we live in, we know that these instant gratification and dopamine hits are not great for our brain because now you're just going to.
Now you're taking the science. This is
then
science
you're
fiction.
just going to want more and more.
This is science fiction now.
Exactly.
This ain't fantasy.
Exactly. I, having young children, let them watch movies because we all love a good story. They can't read yet. But at the same time, I try to keep them off of like YouTube shorts, Instagram shorts, and things like that because it's not good for their developing brains. The constant dopamine and the constant changing. It's not good for adult brains either. But that's just where I'm kind of basing my argument out of. So you have some history on it. I think us as a society need to learn to kind of stick with something and get the payoff later. And that's what I'm going to base it off of. I think we should try to, as a collective, enjoy slow burns more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I sometimes have been known to DNF a book if I just didn't feel I was getting my payoff.
Yeah.
And that may be something I need to work on, but also I don't think that people should torture themselves if they know the book's not for them.
So, question, opinion. Where is a safe place to say, I'm going to DNF this because regardless of slow burn, this is just not for me? 4 chapters in, 5 chapters in, before that?
I'm going to give you my opinion. For me, I like 50 to 100 pages.
Okay.
Now, it's going to depend on what I'm DNFing for. If it's writing, 50. because me and this author, like I at this
Don't
point,
like their writing
I
style.
don't like the writing
Hate their
style.
prose. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's I'm just bored, I try to get to 100 because I'm like, okay, maybe I just need to know the characters a little more. Maybe this is just, you know. But that's where I gauge myself. I kind of have my, is it the writing problematic? Because then I'm probably just not going to enjoy this book.
Yeah.
I'm not liking where this plane's going.
Yeah.
The Wolf King.
Taking shots? I don't know.
Taking shots. I did end up finishing it because I bought it. I do also try to finish things I pay money for. If it's library or Kindle Unlimited, back.
Bye-bye.
Next.
Bye, Felicia.
If I spend my hard-earned coins on it, I try to get towards the end.
Gotcha.
Or I'd finish. But yeah, that's just me. If it's just this is very boring, you're not saying anything, I really try to stick in the book. But at the same time, I have 3 small kids.
Yeah.
I work on projects like this. I do other stuff. So
yeah.
I'm not gonna torture myself. If I'd rather just read like a classic or something people say is beneficial.
I think you hit the nail on the head for me. It's about the reason why. I can deal with bad prose if the storyline or the plot is okay, but I can't deal with just bad story.
Or like repetitiveness.
Yeah.
You just have the same thing over and over and over. And I like get it at this point. I'm gonna get frustrated.
Yeah.
And also, I think it depends on the type of book.
Okay.
Longer books, I'll try to wait to 100.
Okay. So, just for grins and giggles on this hot take, closing out this hot take, what is a book that you absolutely love that would not get published today because of the attention span and the way that the publishing industry is going?
Ooh, so we're gonna have to go back to older books.
Yeah. The Count of Monte Cristo.
Well, right now I'm reading Portrait of Dorian Gray.
Who?
The Portrait of Dorian Gray.
Okay.
Oscar Wilde.
Okay.
Not that far into it, but it is taking a little bit of me like channeling my attention span just to start out. It's a very short novel, but still I'm having to like get myself together because also the writing's a little bit higher brow. In my opinion. And it's a slow build. We haven't got where we're going yet.
Gotcha.
But I think a lot of classics would
have
been off the table.
I'm agreeing with that.
Yeah, and even the Divergence, no. Not the Divergent series. I'm trying to make my little cousin read the Divergent series so she can have my childhood. But she's just not jiving with it. And I'm like, I don't know if it's her or is this series a little outdated? But I'm gonna blame her.
Yes, blame her.
Because I love that series.
Yeah,
I tried to make her watch Princess Diaries and she had a hard time sitting through it.
What's wrong with you?
And I was watching Princess Diaries and I was like,
yeah, you know who we talking to. What's wrong with you?
I was like, this is not fast paced anymore. This is such a slow story.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, she doesn't even go to Genovia till movie 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, the attention spans are changing these days, man.
Yeah.
We're some old people.
Yeah. In the upcoming episode, I think
because also if you do too much, it becomes a hot mess.
Yeah.
Like, okay, scene 3, we'll throw this out on this. It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
We're going downhill now.
Yeah. I also think that No Country for Old Men, which is an upcoming episode, I don't think that gets. Yeah, that's fine.
No.
That's fine. That's fine. Hey, listen, I don't get offended. I didn't write it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we'll be discussing next week.
Yeah.
Oop. All right. Last little bullet. Let's do a little lightning round.
Okay.
Fantasy inspired this or that.
Okay.
Chosen one or morally gray villain?
I talked about it last time. Chosen one is so done. I'll go with morally gray villain.
Okay. Would you like a sword fight or a magic duel?
Give me a sword fight.
Ugh, I'll take a duel.
I don't know nothing about the magic.
Or
hocus pocus, pickety boo, biggity biggity boogity boo.
Audiobook at 2 times speed or at 1,000 page high epic fantasy.
Audiobook at 2 times speed or 1,000 page epic.
Physical, like physically reading it, the physical book in your hand, not
it depends
reading on your iPad.
It depends on the audiobook narrator.
That part.
Yeah. So I'll go audiobook 2 times speed.
2 times speed is a little fast for me.
Yeah.
But also I can't be holding a book that big. I am a Kindle gal.
Yeah. But some audiobook narrators talk really slow. And so
That's
2 times
true.
speed is not that bad.
I'll do 2 times speed also.
Yeah.
Live in an elven palace or a cozy hobbit hole?
I don't really know what an elven palace is. But I'm gonna go with the palace because hobbit hole sounds cramped.
I would also take palace. Brooding dark lord or mischievous fey prince?
Brooding dark lord or mischievous fairy prince?
Yeah, fey. Yeah.
I don't know what a fey prince is, so I'm gonna go with dark lord.
You clearly have not read ACOTAR.
Clearly.
I'm gonna go with the mischievous fey prince.
I don't like mischief. Get your life right.
Hard magic rules or soft magic vibes. And we went through this in your lesson. So clear structural system with a cost.
Hard magic rules.
Okay, same. Epic standalone or a never-ending 10-book series?
It's tough. Depends on the story, but I'm gonna go epic standalone.
Yeah, same. Oh, but if Kaigen had more books, I'd be eating them up.
But 10 of them?
Okay, yeah, we're gonna do epic standalone. A pet dragon or a flying griffin?
Ooh, I don't know what a pet dragon would do. Or I don't know this stuff.
Dragon all the way. We're dragon riders in this family.
Let's go with the dragon.
We dragon riders.
How to train a dragon.
I was thinking more fourth wing, but fine. Talking weapon or silent guard dog?
Talking weapon or silent guard dog? What good is a silent guard dog? Give me a talking weapon.
I mean, he can't bark, but he could bite.
But what is he? Give me a
talking weapon.
Give me a talking AR.
Okay.
Pop, 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 pop. He over there behind the bushes. Pop, 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 pop.
Tragic, bittersweet ending or flawless, happy ending?
Tragic, bittersweet ending or flawless, happy. If I'm doing all this, I want flawless, happy ending. But
was sort of
based on genre, ending. I would
flawless.
It wasn't flawless, but
it was closure.
I want to go to heaven. I want to go.
No, I want a tragic, bittersweet. I want to cry.
Well, apart from me, I never knew you.
All right, so let's do our takeaways. What is your takeaway from this episode?
I am not well versed on fantasy. I'm torn between slow burn and get to the payoff simply because it depends on genre and those things.
Yeah, very, very true.
I do not like that publishers tend to not take chances as much as they should. And I love Sword of Kaigen. Yeah.
That was tidy. I will say my takeaways are, as a reader, it's very interesting to hear some of the writing and structural things that you found interesting in Sword of Kaigen. Character work is always going to be wonderful. I think as a writer, your main focus should be character work, but they probably already tell you that. It was fun to deep dive into fantasy and see what kind of make the genre.
Yeah.
And I also agree that publishers need to take more chances. And as a reader, maybe I should too, because maybe that will send the message.
That part.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Yes.
All right. Well, this has been a wonderful episode of Readers and Writers. We will see y'all next time. We will be covering where I read my dad's favorite book, and I have a lot to say. So please, if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you are in the know of when that episode drops.
And you know what? To be honest, I don't know if it's my favorite book anymore.
Ooh, you've grown since then. Probably my favorite book beat your favorite book, so now you want to backtrack.
No, I just
No. You read my favorite book, and then you were like, "Whoa, quality! Wait, what did I hand her?"
No, but I read a book just recently that was really good. It was sort of my jam.
So I'll say one of the books you
One
really
of the
enjoy.
books I really enjoy.
One of the books you really enjoy, I read,
Yes.
and I won't say anything right now. Y'all gotta watch it.
Hey, I'm expanding my horizons. Yes, I am.
We'll see y'all next time.
Next time.